All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. And big episode today, but we've got to start. First things first. We're 4 weeks away from the National.
Wait.
4 weeks away.
It's true. We're
no longer 5. We're down to 4.
That was the quickest week of all time.
Quickest.
It was about the same amount of time than the previous week.
Yeah, but like it felt like it was a little quicker.
Okay.
Did we record on Monday last week?
Yes.
All right. So
no, it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
See?
Tuesday last week, Monday this week.
Quicker week, Lou.
Good point.
You know, it wasn't a full week.
Right. In theory, that's accurate.
Does National start on Monday or Tuesday?
The official show day is Wednesday. Dealer setup is Tuesday.
So at the time of recording, we're at 4 weeks and a day.
Correct. 29 days.
Interesting.
So I want to start with what's on your mind, right? Like get an idea of like what's kind of going through everybody's head.
Mm-hmm.
So I say we start with that because that's going to be on my mind. I've told you guys about it last time. We joked about it, but I've got a YouTube video dropping today about preparing for the National. Like I'm focused on the National. Like I thought about this driving back today to record this, and I was thinking, like, it's been 2 years since we had the National. That was the first time we all met, and that's been 2 full years. I didn't have it last year. Like, I'm excited to get back into the best show on earth, to be there, just to be it like all week, nothing but, hanging out, buying, selling, trading.
Who are you most looking forward to seeing?
Not me and Tyler.
That's tough.
I know mine.
Honestly, you want to know? Like, honestly, I know this. I know you guys are gonna laugh at this because I know he gets a ton of hate on Instagram and Twitter. I'm actually very interested in meeting Darren Ravel.
Wow.
I'm very that you think you're going to hang out with Darren Ravel. That's kind of an assumption.
I'm not going to hang out with him. I'm just interested in meeting him.
Huh.
He's got some very interesting takes. He gets a lot of like stuff on Twitter. I'm just curious to meet him.
He definitely has interesting takes.
Very interesting takes. So I think that's what I'm interested in. But like in terms of like cards, I mean, everybody, right? I just know Darren Ravel is going to be there and be set up. So I'm interested just to say what's up and just to meet him, see what he's like in person. But
Lou, you going to join Rye on the autograph line?
I think I'm going to pass. That one's going to be a pass.
Might be busy.
I might have something going on. We'll see.
Got it.
Would love to say hello at some point, but I think Rye's going to have to take that one alone.
Understood. Report back on how it went.
Yeah.
So I answered the question. So who are you most looking forward to see?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Judy.
That's a good point.
Judy.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Judy.
Can you give some color?
Sure.
So,
yeah. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah. So Judy is the producer of the podcast, right? So it's not like Lou's like pen pal or someone. It's the producer of the podcast.
Correct.
She is the straw that stirs the drink. She is the one that makes sure everything gets done every week. It's definitely not Jay. So it's Judy. And I'm excited to hang with Judy for a couple days.
That's awesome. That's a good answer.
Mine's Kaboom Guy. It's Kaboom Guy.
Oh,
it's at the shows with the Kabooms.
Yeah.
It's Kaboom Guy. 2-year anniversary from buying like an Mbappe. I think we picked up an Mbappe gold Kaboom and maybe a Neymar gold Kaboom from him for under $500 total. And I'm excited to go back to the scene of the crime and see what's going on.
Do you think they'll do Kaboom packs again? Because I think about what we did to those Kaboom packs like once a week.
I know, me too. I don't know, but what I want is
I don't think so, right?
I want some of these national cards.
What do you mean, Ty?
Like these exclusive joints. I remember you were running around last national.
Silver packs?
Yeah, I need some silver packs in my life.
Yeah, I talked about that in the YouTube video. I heard someone the other day. We're gonna see. Hopefully, we get a chance to maybe talk to Panini here in a couple weeks. but I've heard that they aren't going to have them. That was kind of a rumor going around on social media. Somebody mentioned that they may not have them. Now, they did Father's Day, so I would be really surprised if that happened. But I don't know. I think it'll be very interesting to see. Very, very, very interesting. Those are like I look
the
forward
fun
to
of the
those.
show. Yeah,
Agreed, 100%. That is probably one of the top 2 or 3 things I look forward to is ripping a bunch of those silver packs. That is the absolute best.
There's nothing I'm being dead honest when I say this. There's nothing I enjoyed more at the National than walking up to the Panini area and just seeing it absolutely mobbed with people. It's so fun to me. I love that. I don't know why, but I do.
Yeah, I just think COVID brings an interesting aspect to it. Like Upper Deck's not setting up. Upper Deck will not have a booth there. That was confirmed on Twitter, right? So Upper Deck's not going to be there, right? Product's not exactly dead. So do they need to, in the past, it's been like, hey, rip this box. Like in 2018 in Cleveland, we ripped a box of Optic Fast Break Basketball 17-18, which had Jason Tatum, Mitchell. We were ripping those for $45 a box, and you got 4 silver packs. $45 a box. Optic Fast Break sells now, right? So what products do you have to incentivize somebody to get a silver pack for? I don't know. So I'm intrigued. I'm very, very curious to see what happens. All I know is I hope they have silver packs this year.
That
was perfect.
That was pretty cool. Lou, what's on your mind?
I was thinking a lot about some recent Goldin sales, but okay. I now want to go back to that silver pack thing that you just brought up, that there's no reason to incentivize buying anything. So why would they do that? I don't think that's a reason to do it. Like, it's just like part of the thing of being there, no?
So in the past, it's been like, hey, buy this box from one of the big 3 or 4 dealers at the show, right? The David Adams Blowout, Steel City, etc. You like buy a box again of Optic Fast Break. That's one I can speak to experience on, because I was looking when I was creating those videos. I have the list from the 2018 National, and I'll pull it up, right? So it was actually save this.
Well, the implication is they can't move the product, so they have to attach something to it to make it move, right?
Correct. So that would be my point, is what product in today's market would you have to incentivize somebody to move?
I mean, I'm sure we can come up with something, right?
Anybody and everybody would take product at this point. So I just don't know if you need to add something. Again, I'm just thinking only from a business.
Baseball is releasing.
What?
Whatever baseball is releasing.
Well, that's Topps.
Yeah, but he's saying if it's Panini with the silver packs, it's not licensed. That's the best argument. But again, I'm only thinking about it from a business. I'm not thinking about a collector, right? Panini is obviously thinking about a lot of different aspects here. I don't know, but I hope they have them.
I hope they do too. Anyway, all right, back to what I was thinking about. I do too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The Goldin Auctions recently. There's a lot of really interesting ones. Jay just brought it to our attention as well that there was a Jay-Z X-Fractor that sold. PSA
number
10.
20?
29 tops. It's out of 29 Topps Finest Gold X-Fractor.
Yes, and it's sold for $6,700, I believe.
Yeah,
$6,700 after BP. Ryan's initial reaction to that was very overpriced, and that shook me to my core.
I'm surprised at that take.
Talk to me about why you feel that's so overpriced.
$7,000 for a number Jay-Z card sounds fucking up. Excuse my language. That sounds outrageous.
Ryan doesn't use the F word on there.
I know.
It just. Yeah.
I wish I had
four cool cards. Like, I would much rather have like a Jay-Z autograph, like anything autographed, than a rookie card PSA 10 number to 30.
Well, that's not a good argument because, like, obviously you would want autographed.
But $7,000 for a Jay-Z card? Are you kidding me?
I mean, you put it in a bucket of like a Jay-Z card. Like, if it was an auto Jay-Z, are you just saying like
what you could get for $7,000?
You could get like a really like dumb like patch auto like of some random football player that's retired that no one cares about, like Dan Marino.
Or you could get something of somebody that's really, really good that I believe in much more than that long term.
What would you rather have? A Cam Reddish At a 75 NT PSA 10 or a Jay-Z card?
Jay-Z.
Well, don't laugh because that's what it is.
Jay-Z. Jay-Z.
What?
Jay-Z.
Okay, great.
What about a Holland?
That was the first thing I searched, by the way. The first thing I searched.
What's that?
I was just gonna make another like Erling Holland. I don't even know. Probably whatever his base silver card is. Probably is doing somewhere around 6,500, 6K.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking Cam Reddish. If it's a cool Holland that's numbered or autographed or something, I would take the Holland.
Would you rather have a Keldon Johnson at a 5?
Jay-Z.
Oh, okay, interesting. How about a De'Aaron Fox?
Jay-Z.
PSA 10. Interesting. So now we're getting John Morant.
What is it?
NT at a 75 PSA 10.
John Morant.
Doesn't seem so stupid anymore because you had to think about it, huh?
John Morant.
Right.
Yeah,
I might agree with you on that. But the global point is you had the exact reaction I was hoping for because you immediately jumped out the window and said it was really, really bad, and then you had to think about it.
How do you feel about
the Cam Reddish?
Lou?
I think the Keldon Johnson plays worse.
Okay.
So
I would like to have rare Jay-Z cards. I think those Jay-Z cards are a pretty big deal. I would definitely take those out of a lot of things that sell in that range.
I'm long Jay-Z.
Me too.
I'm longer Jay-Z than Erling Holland.
Yes, 100%.
I'm not saying I wouldn't want something of Jay-Z. I just don't know if I need a $7,000 Jay-Z. Like, cool, give me
One
like
might argue that
the Topps rookie card is $10. The Topps base.
And one might argue that's a dumber purchase than the $7,000 one.
No one would argue that.
I might.
No.
Would you rather have a Josh Allen at a 99 NT, not the RPA, or a Jay-Z PSA 10 at a 30?
I'd rather pay the difference to get the Josh Allen NT RPA at a 99
Okay.
and not
Fair.
have either one of the other two. You
Fair.
recommended.
Okay.
How about Eminem?
Jay-Z.
Okay.
How about? All right, Ty, what's on your
tell me
mind?
what's on your mind?
What's on my mind is that we are in the greatest. I mean, this week it is currently Monday and it is 3:17, and France is playing Switzerland. Oh my goodness! And Switzerland's up 1-0.
The own goal today was crazy. Croatia or Spain.
Yeah, France. Wow, they can't lose this game. I just looked up. That was all right. It's the greatest sporting week of all time, potentially, until the next greatest sporting
You're
week
the
of all
king
time.
of like the all-time.
Listen, no, that was
The
15
all-time
years.
takes.
That was 15 years, not all time. Okay, we've got Euro Cup going on this week. We're in the quarters, round of 16 into quarters.
Mhm.
England, Germany tomorrow, massive game. Great sports. Those are going on during the day. A little 12-3 if you're on the East Coast. Right into some conference semis basketball, right? Bucks, Hawks. Trey's ankle might not hold up, even though I'm fucking with Trey and I want to pick up some Trey product. But
Is he playing? Is he
Giannis
gonna
might
play
have
or
his
no?
moment.
He finished the game, didn't he?
Yeah, he finished the game. He
Oh,
did
cool.
probably get
I
a
didn't
couple
watch the game
quarter
last
zone
night.
shots in there and it'll be good to go. But Giannis could be having his moment that shuts Lou up once and for all. And he is the hobby darling, and I could see some good action coming there. Then we've got Devin Booker and Chris Paul tonight to close it out, go to the finals. That team looks stacked and loaded. Then we've got
Go ahead.
Keep going. No,
ahead.
you go.
ahead.
You go.
Nope,
You
ahead.
go.
Because I'll
You
take it another
thought
direction.
DeAndre Ayton looks like the greatest player of all time. Same.
No. I think it would be Suns Bucks has like major hobby implications.
Suns Hawks has major hobby implications.
Sure.
I think you're right though. Suns Bucks.
Suns Bucks. You're talking about
massive.
two huge superstars, right? Like just those teams are both really good. They're deep. I mean, that's going to be a hell of a finals, and it doesn't have LeBron or Curry in it.
It does feel though like whoever wins is like the second best team. The Nets are the best team, and they got
No,
screwed.
they're not. No, they're not. No, they are not even remotely close.
The Nets got screwed hard.
But how? They didn't play
They lost
together
their
all
two
year.
best players.
They never had their two best players.
But that doesn't matter. The regular season doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
The regular season matters in basketball, guys.
Yes.
They didn't even play together all year.
I'm not confused. They were hurt.
The Nets are
lot.
not the best team. They were far from it. They had a bunch of bums.
I think when we look back on this playoff run in like 5 years, we're gonna be like, damn, that Nets
You're gonna be like,
really
damn,
good.
the Suns were a really good damn basketball team.
Yeah, they were really good. They're the second best team.
And they are better than the Nets. Why they're still playing and the Nets are at home.
Okay.
You can't just not play all year and then act like you're gonna play and not get hurt.
There's simply no way you're taking the Nets over the Suns in the finals that are playing each other.
I'm taking the Suns as a better basketball team.
Okay. That's a crazy.
All right, Ty. See, I did this, so I don't want to do this. Finish your. This is the greatest
Well, that's
week.
the craziest thing I've ever heard. The guy said whoever wins is the second best team. Meanwhile,
yeah, it happens all the time.
Suns were the Nets were garbage.
Okay.
Garbage all year from start to finish.
It's
KD was very good.
It's 7 games. Try to win 4 and couldn't do it. So
You're not wrong. It's a fair point.
That's a good point, right?
Listen,
I'm just saying, if they were that good, they would have won in 4. Not fucking losing 7. Trash.
you're not wrong. I'm flustered because I just checked the France score and they're down 1-0. My next point was going to be, if you don't want to watch France, you can watch the Tour de France. In which case, I mean, real pile of action going on in day one. Half the field's been eliminated. Dude, a guy holding a sign. Great. Tour de France, great. Look up a couple Lance Armstrong cards. You'll be surprised. Third, maybe fourth. You got Wimbledon. Scenes. All England club. Little tennis on grass. Djokovic really lined up to do the unthinkable and win the Grand Slam this year. If he wins his tournament, he's coming into Queens hot for the U.S. Open. Summer tennis in New York City will be rocking. Pay attention to that.
How often you said wins the Grand Slam? Like, how often does that happen in tennis?
I think it's like a once every 10, 15 years thing. Like, think about how often does it happen in golf? Never, right? It's like Tiger and one of the old dudes. Obviously, tennis, we're living in the generation of probably never see again in terms of Federer, Nadal, Joke, those 3 guys. Coming off the back of Sampras Agassi. So you got that going on. Is there F1 this weekend?
Yes.
Where are we at?
Austria?
I think we were just in Austria.
We were just in Austria. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know then off the top of my head.
So you're going to have another F1. So next
it is Austria again. It is
back to back?
I was wrong. Yeah.
Were they there last week too?
Yes.
Nice. So that's what's on my mind.
The Olympics?
Nope. To your point, we got a lot of qualifying going on. The track and field, gymnastics, a little swimming. So we're just loaded with sports. Mia Hamm card just went crazy. That's something to note. So my point being, through all this madness of sports, you got F1, undeniable amount of growth going on in the U.S. You ask anyone in real life, not on Twitter, not on podcasting, just ask them if F1's hit their radar. Either they've become a fan of it or someone started talking about it in their household or friend group. I promise you the Netflix thing went crazy. So these alternative plays have been popping up forever. Here we are talking about Jay-Z. Here we are talking about Mia Hamm records within Wimbledon, within Tour de France, within F1, within European soccer. Take a gander. That's what's on my mind.
I agree.
So, Lou, I want to get into something I've seen on Twitter a lot lately, as you are the resident baseball expert. What is going on with the substance checks?
Before we get into this, what do you guys actually know versus not? And how
everyone's getting their cup checked in the middle of the game.
Yeah, that's about all I know.
Okay.
Is people are like, I saw Max Scherzer almost take his pants off, and
okay,
they just started doing it, and somebody just got kicked out the other day from the Mariners. That's what I know.
Okay, I'm going to preface everything with I'm probably going to get things wrong, and I don't want to hear it. Okay, so here's the thing. Baseball, the overarching thing is that baseball has one thing, like they have a small little thing that happens, right? Or not even a small thing. They have one little incident that happens, and then everything like piles. Mm-hmm. So people have been using sunscreen, rosin, different stuff to get a good grip on baseballs since the beginning of time. They literally have a rosin bag on the mound for that explicit purpose. Okay. So now, obviously, in baseball, there's like unwritten rules and like different things that people do, right? Everyone has their own concoction. People buy and sell concoctions. They buy spider tack. You might have heard about spider tack in recent weeks too, right?
Should we start card collector goo? Card grip goo?
I think that might be a better idea than you think it is. So
Got it.
It became more of a story last season, and it now bubbled up again this season. And what has happened, it's been centered on Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer. Those are the two like faces of this whole thing for reasons I don't understand, considering like everyone in baseball uses this stuff, right? Or most people in baseball use this stuff. So now MLB comes out with, or a story came out on The Athletic, I believe, basically being like, this is a league-wide issue. It's a whole big problem, blah, blah, blah. Completely ignoring the fact that MLB has changed the baseballs 150 times because they want home runs to happen. That's the biggest piece of this whole thing is that MLB changes the baseballs every year because they want more home runs. They want more pop out of the ball, blah, blah, blah. Right? Got it. Cool. So now the story comes out. Garrett Cole has one of the all-time interview meltdowns I've ever seen, where someone was like, "Hey, do you use spider tack?" And he was like, I don't know," and like just completely collapsed. Like literally,
Judge came in and was like, "Don't come at my man's like that, right?" Because he's a good teammate.
And then yeah, great guy, Aaron Judge. That happens, and now the league has said, "All right, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to crack down. We're going to check in between innings. Anyone caught is immediately ejected and will face fines, suspensions, etc." There's an uproar in the league. The pitchers are like, "How are you going to tell us we can't use this stuff because we can't get a grip on the ball? It makes hitters unsafe. It makes umpires unsafe. It's unsafe for everyone. We're going to give up more hits, all that." Now, what happens is certain guys are using. It turns out they are using it more than others. You might have there's people who used to keep it on their cap, they keep it in their glove, etc. They're checking in between innings, and now there is a stoppage of the whole thing, and one or two guys will get caught, and they'll put all the blame on those guys because that's what Major League Baseball does, and then we'll never talk about it again.
That's how you see this thing, huh?
I see it as MLB is looking for issues, and they're going to find scapegoats because MLB is the worst, second worst. NCAA is worse. MLB is second.
That's a good save by you. I agree.
That's a true take.
It's just stupid, man. It's like I can do the Astros thing again, but like it's the same thing. A lot of people are doing these things. A lot of teams are doing these things. To act like it's a issue, number one, is crazy. Just because there's a lot of spin rate on the baseball doesn't mean that the world's coming crashing down. These guys are hitting home runs that are 575,000 feet long. Like, you have to do something to get an advantage as a pitcher, or else you're dead. And that's how I feel. It's a crying shame what Major League Baseball is doing to the sport.
So just to confirm, okay with substance on the baseball?
I'm okay with everything.
Beating trash cans as well.
All in.
All in on the trash can.
I think that you should be able to do whatever you want in sports. That's my opinion. I really think that. I think
Garrett Cole less of a pitcher?
It's a real shame that the Yankees paid him $375 bazillion and now his career is collapsing. It's a real shame. I don't think so. All kidding aside, I think it's annoying that baseball is going to try to stop him from using that stuff, which has been a big catalyst for him becoming a good pitcher. Spin rate's a big factor, and having a good grip is a big part of spin rate.
Do you think that this plays out somewhat similar to steroids?
I think it plays out much more closer to the Astros thing than it does steroids, because steroids was it became a bigger league-wide issue, and there was congressional hearings. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's much more Astros than it is steroids.
Which was
one team gets blamed, they get fined and chastised, and everyone else acts like no one else does it.
But at the end of the day, they're still flying the flag, right?
Correct. Flag.
So
forever.
Nothing happened.
Correct.
So do you think 10 years from now, people are going to say the Astros didn't really win, or they won fair and square with everyone else?
I think 10 years from now, no one's going to care.
Got it. So do you think 10 years from now, Garrett Cole was a good pitcher, or he cheated?
Great pitcher. I think 10 years from now, Garrett Cole had a really good 4-year stretch for the Astros and the first half of his Yankees career, or first portion.
And how do we feel about Mark McGwire?
All in.
Interesting.
I think steroids are great.
Interesting.
I think steroids, I think sign stealing, I think spider tack are all good things.
What
for
about
baseball.
deflating footballs?
Horrible. Jail
Just
time.
making sure we're drawing the line in the sand.
Jail time.
Wait,
right
right.
there.
Hold on.
Just making sure we're drawing the line in the sand.
No. Right. The thing is, like, there's part of me that's very serious, and I think this is a complete joke what MLB does. And the other part of me wants everyone on the Patriots. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I think.
I mean, listen, Ryan.
Just
the
making sure we're on the
Patriots,
same page.
They were cheating like a lot.
So
like,
the Astros were,
like if we remove football,
Ty, just to be clear,
from
the
the
Astros were not
situation-
cheating. The Astros were not cheating.
no, I agree. I believe the
No,
Astros
Tack thinks they were cheating.
I believe the Astros were cheating. Wholeheartedly.
I agree. If the Patriots are cheating, take it away.
But
Cheating
like,
is cheating.
I think the Astros, it's a fair point. The Patriots were literally like before big games, like filming the other team's practice.
So wait, you're saying like all kidding aside, I'll quote unquote admit to the Astros doing the things they're doing. You're saying the Patriots were not doing those things?
No. I knew your take on the Patriots.
I don't know. Like filming practice to me is another level of cheating.
No, cheating is cheating. No, 100%.
That's not true.
No, that's how that works.
Okay.
Agreed.
That's an interesting distinction.
There's a lot of lines to be drawn, but you guys were filming other teams' practices.
Agreed. And the Astros were stealing signs and banging on trash cans and had wires taped to them.
The
Brian,
wire
can I ask you a
tape
question?
would be the thing.
Okay,
If
the wire tape
was there.
The wire tape is confirmed, not real.
How
100%.
It's as confirmed that they were using trash cans.
How
You can either
about
go
two
by
is
the
called-
report.
Ty,
You can
recovered.
hold on a second.
Yeah.
You can either go by the report or not go by the report. The report says no buzzers. He has trash cans. So pick one. Because if you say the report's not real, then I'm saying none of it's real.
They
Feels
got
like a safe face report. Let's
Ty,
move
what
on.
were you saying?
I think we're talking conspiracy theories now, and I think we need to talk about some cards.
Yeah, conspiracy theories.
All right. Let's get into make a play.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I think we got to get back to the OG make a play. So let's get into that. We can talk more about cheating and 4
I
weeks
made
of
a
the
play.
national.
I picked up a graded Awada NBA courtside Kobe on the cover in 64. I'm pretty excited about it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty excited about it.
All right, so let's get into Play of the Week. Again, Play of the Week is brought to you by eBay, your number one stop for all things cards and collectibles. So as always, if you are new here, this is where Jay, the producer, will field plays submitted by you, the listener, on Instagram or Twitter at Card Talk Pod. Tyler, Lou, and I have not seen these live, so we have no idea what's coming. We'll go through the 4 or 5 plays one by one, talk about them individually, and then we'll pick a winner at the very end. So our first play comes from, looks like Eddie Goody 2. Says, play of the week, bought a Devin Booker Prism rookie raw back in February of 2020 for $35. I had it graded, came back at BGS 9.5, no subs, decided to sell it last week with his stuff being ultra hot. Got $5.15 for it. Some of this cash I got for it. I wanted to add something to the PC, and I bought a Gretzky auto for $247, which I think is fairly undervalued considering who he is. Now I have a Gretzky auto and $200 cash to figure my next move. Picks below.
I respect it. I like the move into a Gretzky auto. I definitely do. Big fan of that.
Yeah, I wonder how much Gretzky has actually signed in his life. Like, are these actually kind of hard to come by, or are they not? Like, does he sign a gazillion things? Because some guys don't sign, right? Like LeBron rarely, very, very rarely signs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get guys like, Shaq who will sign anything. Seriously.
Oh, you're not wrong. Agreed. A line for sure.
I like
the method.
play, right?
I like the method of invest to collect.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm very big on taking 1,000, turning it into 1,800 and taking 300 of that and buying something you really truly enjoy or want to invest in for 5 years. Right. So taking $300 of that off of the table. So you made $500, taking that plus your original 1,000, keep flipping that and keep building. But as you get a big deal like that, take some of it off the table, put it into something you love, like you truly enjoy, right? Because a lot of us got into this because this was a hobby. So taking some of that off the table and doing something like buying the Gretzky auto, I'm a fan. I think it's a cool play.
Agreed.
All right, Jay, what's the next one? Is that Jay Barris?
Yep, Joe.
Yep.
All right, it says, make a play. I found this card a few weeks ago while scrolling, looking to buy some Contenders autos. Saw this card didn't have the player's name in the title or in the description. To my surprise, it was a LaMelo Ball Premier Variation auto. Looked up comps and Pop Report and saw an opportunity. There are only 3 graded at BGS, and this 8.5 is the second highest graded at the time. Went 50-50 on it with a good friend and got it for $401. We posted it the other day, and reposted it the day it arrived and sold it 3 weeks later for $800. Make a play.
Let's go. Buyer paid on.
That's the classic. Like, how about if you're a listener of the show, please double check your listing titles and make sure you have it fully figured out. To not put LaMelo Ball in that title.
Funny thing is that you're probably not listening to the show if you're listing stuff like that. But yeah.
I understand. I'm just saying, for listeners of the show, you got to get the name in there. I am of the opinion that the name should be the first thing that comes up, but
100%.
The name should be the first thing you
It's
enter.
the most important thing on the title.
Yep. I agree. That or great, actually. I think are the two most important things. But it's a good job. It's a good job by Joe. Splitting it with your buddy is awesome. I love splitting things with my friends and making some cash. That's my favorite thing. And I'm a big fan. Good job by you to recognize it and make the play.
Yeah. All right. Storybook cards. All right. It says Player of the Week. Back in March, I bought 4 Upper Deck England boxes for $2,200 US. I was looking for one of David Beckham's first cards in an England kit. I was able to pull 8 from the 4 boxes. I inspected and subbed 3 to PSA, and they all gemmed. Sold 3 raw for $1,200. Sold 1 PSA 10 for $2,200. I'm now up $1,200 on the play and sitting on 2 PSA 10s and 2 raws. Prices have come down a lot, but I love knowing I'm already profitable and can now hold these 10s to see what happens with the market. Roberto,
my guy. I got a little D back, but if you see here, seeing the D, yeah, D crushed me.
Yeah, you're crushed on that one. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, devastated.
That's a good job. $1,600 is a lot of money to try. I guess. Do you know how many you're pulling out of each box? It's got to be guaranteed, right, or something.
Well, it's $2,200 US.
Right.
The reason I can't, I don't love. I won't. I don't give too much to the play. Is because. Well, this should be a quick little discussion. Flash in the pan plays, like rip and dip. Just feels like it was caught at the moment, which, if you know what you're doing and you're really dialed in, you can play those moves. Low pop, the classic guy comes up and it's the most random card in the world and tries to sell it to you at the table, and it's pop one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've done that before.
Yeah, guy. Yeah, no, I thought it was a pop 72. No one else knows about this fucking card. I get it's a pop 1, So one hand I respect it, but then the other hand, where he ends it about the prices have come down a lot, they're not going back up to where they were.
Not to this level, I don't think.
So I got to discount the play a little bit in that regard. But I also know Roberto very well, and I think that he is in tune at all moments with what's happening in the hobby, and so he stays a step ahead. And it's a game that works for a lot of people, and in anything arbitrage.
It's very good at he's been on here before a couple times and always kind of had the move that is just 2 or 3 steps ahead of most.
Agreed. Good work.
All right, this next one's from, what's that, Big Cat Cards? All right, it says, my play of the week finally made me get myself in gear to make the card IG. Have been on Twitter with a decent following for a while, but finally made the jump. Here's the timeline. June 9th, Luke Williams, Phillies, hits walk-off home run in first start. Purchased 6 2015 first Bowman refractors that night at 38 cents each. 6/15, received the cards in the mail and listed on eBay. 6/17, first sale 1988. 6/24, second sale 1488. And then 6/24, third sale was $12. Took a best offer.
Love that.
Not huge money, but a pretty good ROI. Screenshots included. Love the show.
Yeah, I mean, we've discussed this before. These are some of my favorite types of plays. What is this website that this order ID is coming from?
Card lots.
Got
That's
it.
what it's
We've
called.
seen that a few times. So I love a good like get something for under $1 and flip it for $3. That's my favorite. So to go for like 19, 15, 12 is really, really good.
Agreed.
It's hard to, you can't level that up. You can't scale that up in the way that you might like. Like you can't sell 100 of those at that scale, I don't think, but it's still good.
Yeah, agreed.
Because that feeds the next one, right? Right? Like this 40 feeds the one that becomes 90, the 90 that becomes 200. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you bought 6 of them at 38 cents a piece, right? You have a $2 investment, and you're going to turn 2. I mean, you sold 3 of them and already has over what? It was almost $50.
Mm-hmm.
It's 20, 34, 46 bucks, right? Off $2. Then you've got 40 to play with, and then you take 40 and turn it into 60, 60 into 75, 75 into 100 off $2.
Mm-hmm.
It happens just like that if you're paying attention and you're trying to stay ahead. Yeah, I love the play.
Yeah, me too. I gotta respect it. Doesn't even need PSA, just playing his game. Mans didn't even have an Instagram account.
Love it.
Now he does. Big cat, my guy. Respect him. I don't even do baseball, but that's I think we talked about it last episode. You don't cross a man's and his baseball prospecting.
You just don't do it.
You just don't. And that's what happened there.
John Rahm.
So is this collects sports cards?
British collector in Sweden. They got a big game tomorrow.
All right, it says play of the week, very straightforward. Double your money kind of thing. Bought the John Ram Sports Illustrated for Kids PSA 9 for $121 in January and moved it straight away after he won the U.S. Open for $250. Logic at the time of the purchase was that these are super tough to get a good grade on, and a major win is inevitable for Ram. Saw a couple other sales at a slightly bigger price, but just not in a position to be turning down 2x when the market is a little slow.
A lot of thoughts. Okay. 1, I love the just very straightforward double your money kind of thing.
Yeah, like this guy's like, hey, what's up? I'm here. I doubled my money.
It's a move. I got, it's a move that I keep in the back pocket. Just a quick, one of those 2Xers.
You may have heard of it.
Says a 2Xer. There's something here. So there's something there. Respect. Second, golf. Alternative. We just went through, the world's greatest week of sports. There's also a golf tournament this weekend. And there's John Rahm plays to be made out here. Just nothing crazy. The straightforward, double your money kind of play. Nothing crazy. And then at the end, the way that he really worded this got me really pumped up. Saw a couple of other sales at a slightly bigger price, but just not in a position to be turning down a 2X when the market is a little bit slow. The mindset of you need to sell your card for 1 cent more than the last highest sale is insane to me. Meaning you go to a show. Last comp was $257, so I'll take 13% off of that. And then maybe I need to get 2 more cents than that. So it's It's like it doesn't always need to be that way. And just because the last one sold at that price doesn't mean that if you don't get 1% more, you're selling on the low. Like he wanted his 2X money. I believe this is also going to be a great long-term card, and you're looking at something like 10X. But herein lies the game. You got to decide how do you want to play it? Is he going to take that money? Does he want it for something else? Does he have another straightforward 2X play in the bag and he doesn't want to wait and he wants to compound his money? The old Ryan Johnson move, keep it moving, present value of money. Let the other person eat. And I'm going to take a little off the top so I can get it off my hands. There's a lot here that I really liked. And he's got, I think is that some footy in his? Yeah, it's Kylian Mbappe in this picture. So that's my guy.
Braum is a guy who's always in the mix for tournaments too, right? So like that
Wasn't he the
one's
guy?
gonna-
Wasn't
He's
he
a
the guy
COVID
that got removed from the Memorial after like the second or third round with COVID?
Yep. And then he went into quarantine, and then he came back and won the
Next weekend.
That's a
the
really
Open.
good job.
Yeah, he won a major.
Yeah, that's a really good job. So this play was gonna work out regardless because he's gonna be in the mix in tournaments.
Yep. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
But the decision to sell it quick is smart.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree so much with the Tyler thing. Right, that was something, Tyler, I'll tell you, that is something I struggled with a lot early. So much early was like, hey, I got to get X for it. Got to get X. Got to get this. Last one did 2. I got to get 220. I just can't. And I can tell you, there's a lot of times I regret like not selling for 220 and it went to 160 and I got 140 because I didn't take 2. I feel like it's gone the wrong way more than it's gone the right way. So, I saw somebody, it happens. I've heard it a million times in the card world doing this long enough. And I'm sure it's outside of the card world too, but nobody's ever gone broke by making a profit. Not ever, right? You're doubling your money on this and you could have got 300, but you took 250 to get out of it. And I think the other thing I think about in this situation, maybe I'm crazy. I would love your guys' opinion. My concern would be, let's say they're selling for 3.25. If you try to shoot for 350, if the card were to dip, I feel like somebody might be a little bit more eager to try to return it rather than if it sells for 325, maybe take 285 and somebody might not feel as bad about returning it. Leave the next person, a slight 5% more room so that it's not as likely to be returned. Again, maybe it's just an odd way of thinking about it, but if I know it's a possibility, I'd rather not try to get that extra 2 cents. Rather leave maybe a penny off there, or, $5 off there, $10 off there to try to, reduce that risk.
It's something I deal with all the time.
It's twice we've done
I know.
the take
I think
together.
about this a lot though, right? Like I do this all the fucking time, and I get caught all the time trying to get every dollar out of everything because it's just the way my brain works, and I'm just like constantly telling myself I don't need to do that is like the only way I think I'm gonna be able to get out of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you're worried about 2% extra margin, now 2% on a $50,000 card is a lot of money. But I try to say this: play the margins. Like, if you're not willing to sell something at 330, but would sell it at 345, yet you're not doing the, baseball prospect grinding. Like,
I actually talked to a kid.
What are we doing?
This is great story time. Talked to a kid. I was it was a little show in Columbus this weekend, a little Columbus card show, and was outside having a conversation. There's a kid out there, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to buy my 2019, 2020 Prism Blasters?" And I'm just like, "Hey, not real big on basketball. Don't want to buy it. Season's about over. Probably not something I have much use for. Haven't run breaks in a couple weeks. Like, no, thank you." And he's like, and I was like, just for curiosity, what do they sell for? He goes, 250 to 300. Cool. He's like, I got offered 200, but trying to get some money for the national, so I want to sell them. He's like, I'd sell them to you for 215. And I said, think about it like this. If you're trying to get money, he had 8 of them. He said, if you're trying to get money for the national, that's $1,600 that you could get for those blasters. The $15 you're going to miss out on per blaster, you'll be able to make that back at the national if you know what you're doing. Right? You could turn that $1,600 into something else at the national. Like, if you want the cash there, you're not, we talk about a lot going into the national, desperate to sell. You're going to pigeonhole yourself because you're going to walk in and you have no leverage. You want the money, so you've got to get rid of them. So somebody that doesn't offer you the 2K or the, whatever it is you're looking for on them, you're going to kind of be stuck. So that was one thing, just going back to the point of, not having to make every dollar. It's not necessarily what you get out of it, but it's more what you do with that dollar when you spend it the second time, because you could always make up for that, $5, $10, $15 you missed out on by selling it later.
Do you think it's definitely better to go into a show with trade bait than something to sell, right?
So when I go to the National, this will be the first time I've ever set up the National, right? I've always gone with cash only to buy, only as like someone that walks around. I almost never take cards. Like the first 3, 4, 5 years I went, I was always taking cards. So I would go and be like, hey, I'd comp all this stuff and it sells for, $5,000. I want $4,000. And then I'd show it to a dealer and he'd be like, yeah, I'd give you $2,700. Right.
Yeah,
and
that's why I'm saying selling at the show, no shot. I think trading, you at least have a little bit better of a shot, or are you saying you're better off moving everything beforehand and walking in with cash?
I've just never been big on I was never a big trader growing up. I was at some point, but at the shows I just didn't trade as much. So I was only going to buy. So I would, like I said, I would pigeonhole myself because I was trying to get cash to buy stuff. And the only option were the people in the room. And if they're not paying for it, right? If, they want to be at 50% of comps because again, it costs so much to set up. You're just, you either got to decide, do you not want the cash or do you want to move these and get something else? And oftentimes I wanted the cash to be able to have money to spend because I was going to be there for 2 or 3 days. So I would sell it. And then, that's never fun. So that's why I always talk about preparation, right? If you're prepared for it, it allows you to go in with the cash ahead of time rather than getting desperate or not having as much leverage when you walk in the front door.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's different.
Totally. Yeah, I just go back and forth on it. Anyway, all right, so let's pick a winner.
So I think there's 2 for me.
Me too.
Same.
So I'm debating between the Nick Williams, I think that was the baseball player, and then the Gretzky play.
Interesting.
I'm gonna pick the Phillies one. That Phillies prospect, Luke Williams. I think this is the winner for me.
What was your 2, Rye?
Yeah, it was this one or the very first one.
Don't pick just because we're picking. We always do.
Okay. Mine, scroll to the end.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's this play.
Okay.
I would say it's this play.
Here's what I'm saying. I don't want us to just pick one because it's the winner. I think what would be fun is if we let the people pick.
I'm going to pick the Gretzky play. I think I go back to that a lot about invest to collect, right? Taking money out of a deal that you did really well on and taking some of that to put it into something you truly enjoy. So you're not just getting caught up in the buy a deal, flip it, buy a deal, flip it. You actually have time, you actually have pieces that you can look at and say, hey, this is pretty cool. So I'm going to go with the Gretzky play. So the Gretzky pick would be mine.
Interesting.
So I would go with the Gretzky.
You're going Gretzky. I'm going Phillies. Tyler's going Ram.
Yeah. I gotta go.
All right, so let's put a poll up on. You can do like a multiple choice. We'll put one on Instagram Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday morning,
and YouTube community. Jay.
So and YouTube. Love to get the people's vote on that. See what you guys think. Which one do you agree with? And then we will announce the winner on social media.
It's interesting. This is the first time we haven't collectively decided.
Yeah, because I feel like we always end up just I know I've done that a couple of times. We're like, you guys
packed it in.
Not like packed it in, but you want to declare a winner. But I actually think the poll will be more fun.
All right, so that is all we got for Play of the Week. Again, Play of the Week is brought to you by eBay, your number one stop for all things cards and collectibles.
Oh, interesting. I don't have one of those yet. Right, you got one of those?
Nah.
It's weird.
Don't even need to ask Jay. I already know the answer to that.
These are for the fans.
And Tyler.
Yeah. And Tyler.
Yeah.
Not the host.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So last but not least, as we wrap up this episode and get one day closer to the National, we've got latest launch. So this is actually a pretty decent week. Ty, a little soccer action this week. You've got Panini Mosaic, UEFA Euro Soccer. You've got Noir Basketball, Panini Chronicles Draft Picks Collegiate Football, Topps Finest UEFA Champions League, and then Pokemon Sword and Shield Chilling Reign Build a Battle Deck.
Topps Chrome UEFA Champions League is the product that got me into this whole thing, and so therefore every year I will have to buy some simply because I owe it to the hobby.
Kind of a light week for me.
Chronicles draft picks. Big fan of the Chronicles brand. I love college football. I love collecting Ohio State stuff. It was a very popular product last year. Chronicles draft picks. I will likely rip a case Friday night after our trade night. I'm thinking about doing a little case with the team, so may end up staying late Friday night and ripping a case of that. I'm actually looking forward to that a lot.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. Chronicles as a product is freaking sweet. I agree with that.
Cool.
Jay's gonna get a Zach Wilson Crown Royale
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Lou, what was that text you sent?
The blank slate.
Those are freaking sweet.
Yeah, right. You really sold me on that one.
No chatter.
I was at our team event.
I feel like that's like a really nice.
Agreed.
card.
I think they're super cool looking cards. They are really
they're
clean.
case hits, right?
Yeah, they're clean.
For anyone not paying attention or not paying attention, not in our group chat, which is no one except for us. God. We were talking about.
Give context on this little thing we were talking about. It makes no sense.
I came across these blank slate. I think it's Court Kings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Watch the Breaks tweeted us a shout out. Watch the Breaks. It's a case hit out of that product. They're pretty like just very slick, like super nice cards. And the LeBron one from this year is really cool.
The LaMelo Ball one looks sweet.
The LaMelo one's really sweet too. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Dig it. Own none. Would like some.
4 weeks. See you guys in Chicago. Peace.
Peace.